Hello, all my beautiful, gorgeous souls. I am Lady Stars and Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa. This is the weekly healing messages for May 11th through the 18th. This is going to be an incredibly sensitive week, but more of three-dimensional, like physical body sensitive. And that's because it's like everybody's shift week as far as the planets go. You've got planets going retrograde, you've got planets shifting, and then they're coming up on a new moon, which will be in Gemini, actually next week. But you have so much energy that is, in movement. And when you start to really understand, it's not just what's going on up there, that's the above and below. You have the astrology, you have the planets, you have the cosmos in you. And when they are shifting, it is definitely bringing up energies. I posted on Facebook, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. Let me just throw out this at you. You have, on the 11th, which technically was yesterday, Saturn went retrograde in Aquarius. Mercury moved into Gemini. Same day, both on the 11th. Now, Mars is going to enter Pisces on the 13th. Venus is going to go retrograde on the 13th. Jupiter is going to go retrograde on the 14th. Pallas is going retrograde on the 18th. And then the sun's going to move into Gemini on the 20th, and you'll have the new moon on the 22nd. So this whole week is just like... And I'm going to throw out there, before I get into anything else about the weekly healing messages, some of the symptoms you may be feeling in your physical body. And by all means, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical physician. And if you think you need to visit a doctor, please do go do so. However, if you just started feeling it in the last week, throughout this week because of the planet shifting, and next week it starts to go away, it may simply be you are sensitive to the atmospheric changes. Let me go over some of this with you. Saturn is your rules, walls, and boundaries. Well, when we look at it from our physical body point of view, Saturn is your bones. It is the skeleton, the skeletal system itself. So it is your bones. If your bones are feeling sore, it is your bones, your skin, and your teeth. Technically, this would be the barrier between you and the outer world. And this is, while it's shifting, it might be bringing up issues within the body itself. Now, it is in Aquarius, so means you may also be feeling energies that are happening in the lower legs, such as the ankles, the calves, the shins, or the circulatory system. Jupiter is the planet of it's the expansive planet. It deals with physical growth, and it deals with the toxins, eliminating toxins within your body. It typically is known for dealing with your kidneys and your liver. So your lower back may be hurting in that kidney and liver area in general. It is also in Capricorn, which also deals with the bones, the skin, and the teeth. Then you have Venus, which is going retrograde. And I do not know how many times I always tell everybody, Venus is not just about love. She's your sensitivities. And in this case, she's actually your senses, your five senses. She's speaking to you about your taste, your tongue, swelling in the mouth, saliva, sensory perception of touch. She also speaks to you about the sweetness within the body, which is the insulin, the balance of sugars and carbohydrates. Gemini is dealing with the energies of the two. It's the twins. Anything that you have two of, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your ears, anything that you have two of. But it also does deal with the lungs as well, the chest area in one form. So does Cancer. You have Mercury also, which is going to be traveling incredibly fast through these next 2 weeks. One of its rulers is Gemini. And it's not unhappy here, but it's not spending any time here. It's going to be running through Gemini in 2 weeks flat and be in Cancer. With that being said, it's our communication system, but that's our brain. It is the equal balance of the hemispheres of the brain. It speaks to us about our creativity, our clarity, our intellect, our strategic calculations. It also deals with things such as how we breathe, because our brain is telling our body how and what to do, and blinking. So you may be finding, weird situations happening within this next week to 2 weeks as these planets all shift and get comfortable. Although Mercury is traveling straight through 2 weeks flat, getting into Cancer. It's not going to be spending any time here. Mars is also moving into Pisces, which is your lymph nodes. Is also fat. It's also your feet and your toes. But Mars itself is the red blood cells. It's also an assertive planet. So it also deals with your sexual organs. So if you're feeling a little bit off, man, you got every right to be. Take it easy. Give yourself a break. It's not necessarily the virus. I mean, if you think that you need to visit the doctor, by all means, visit the doctor. But if some of these weird things are coming up out of nowhere, it could very much be you being very sensitive to the atmospheric changes, and you're starting to realize it. And knowing how to deal with it is all about understanding. It has to do with blockages within the chakras, unblocking them, clearing out that energy, and elevating or recalibrating. So I just wanted to throw that out there at you. Now, like I said, we have incredible energy this week, all shifting. Mercury has moved into Gemini. Venus is already in Gemini. Gemini is your communication. Mercury is also your communication. It's very open and willing to try new things and speak out and be creative and curious. But Venus is here. And depending on where it is in your houses, that's where the communication is really taking its questioning. Because Venus is going retrograde, like I said, on the 13th. Now, Venus in Gemini is all about the communication that you have within the relationships, and if you have the right relationships, and if the proper communication is being done, being brought out, spoken. Now, we're also talking about Venus speaking to you about those sensitivities, like I just said. Venus is not just sensitivities of the body, but she's also speaking to you about what she likes and what she doesn't like, why she loves it, why she wants more of it, why, she will manipulate that energy into positive ways to get what she desires out of it, and how to go about doing that. But she'll also speak to you about where you've been manipulated, where you've been taken advantage of. She lets you know why you love it, and she lets you know why it hurts. She speaks to you about what you value, your self-worth, self-value, and self-esteem. And are you being valued in the communication? Do you value your own communication with yourself? Or are you trying to ignore it? This is going on in the conversations of your relationships in general. Mercury is coming in, throwing all kinds of energy into that communication for Venus to dissect and then work with while she's starting this retrograde. Now, she's going to be here for several months. So we're going to be really working with this energy at this time. And the sun's going to be moving in next week, illuminating this. Communication is everything for this month. And are you communicating or not? Also, Mercury goes retrograde next month. So, like as of June 1st, I think we go into shadow, somewhere around there. But this is definitely the time to make sure that you are communicating in healthy ways. You're trying new things. Jupiter is fickle, not Jupiter. Gemini is fickle in its energy. It's curious, but I call it Jekyll and Hyde. So it's very touchy in its energy as well, with Venus here making it even more touchy in that communication. Watch your word vomit. Make sure that you are understanding the words coming out of your mouth and how it is that you are using them, because that will make all the difference in having healthy conversations and actually getting to the point of where you're trying to get to versus not being able to be understood by someone else. Now, Saturn, which is going retrograde just now in Aquarius. Spirit is giving me for the week, they're giving me as snakes. This week is all about understanding and dealing with and knowing how to trust the vibrational frequency. And if you want to continue to be in that vibrational frequency. Because understand, snakes don't have hands. They're one muscle, and it travels on the ground, and they must learn to trust the vibration of what the ground is telling them of what's going on in their surroundings. And they learn to trust that vibration so that they're safe. And then they know when somebody's coming, when to be on alert, when and what to do because of that vibrational frequency. This is what Spirit is giving me this week. But they also give me a Cobra upright, which is saying there is going to be some, wanting to attack. There is going to be areas where that conversation and that vibrational frequency is going to put you on an alarming sensory. Snakes like heat. They need to stay warm. This speaks to us of self-love. This speaks to us of higher dimensional energies. This speaks to us of ascension. This speaks to us of staying in the energy that is good and healthy for you. And when you realize that vibrational frequency is going down, avoid it. I'm not saying run from the things that you don't want to deal with, but if it's not something you have to deal with, then why lower yourself? Snakes are also speaking to us of healing because they shed their skin and release what no longer serves them as they move forward. But it also reminds us of snakes in our life coming forward and showing themselves. So I'm giving you the variety of what Spirit is giving me. They also give me Kinez. Do I have my book here? They also give me Kinez. It's a rune. I think this is my angel book. Yeah. No, I don't have it. But Kinez is the fire, the torch, and it can be cunning, but it speaks to you about your character and strengthening. It is the igniting of the spark. It speaks to us of our children, because our children are of us, the fire of us. So it may be dealing with children in that sense, but it also speaks to us of, relighting the fires of what it is you're interested in, what it is you want to take part in, what it is you want to learn, what it is skills you want to grow in. It is igniting the fire, igniting the torch for the direction you want to go. It is fire energy. It is definitely about moving forward and burning away what's not serving you. Working through that heat of passion, action, aggression, which is going to bring me to Mars. I'm going to come back for Saturn in a minute because Spirit just threw me on that rant. Mars is moving into Pisces. That's the universal 12th house. Passion, action, aggression. inner warrior, inner confidence, inner belly dancer. In the 12th house, insecurities, skeletons in the closet, grief, sorrow, shame, blame, what you hide from yourself. Mars is saying it's time to take action. It's not exactly the most strongest, but it's trying to take action. It's trying to show you where the steam is, where you're just full of steam, but you're not really going anywhere. You're not really doing anything. You're not fixing it. You're not healing it. It's kind of throwing it in your face. The 12th house is coming up to show you what needs to be done. Remember, Mars has to travel through Pisces, but once it gets into Aries, it's a brand new cycle. It's also in its rulership. It's a place for new beginnings. This is the time to finish reflection of learning of your insecurities, why they're insecurities, tapping into your truth, coming into the confidence of finding you, finding your inner warrior, and start back building that energy. But you have to dig deep in order to find it. Get past the steam. This also has to do with the snake. Saturn has gone retrograde, like I said, in Aquarius, and it's going to be here for exactly a month. Well, not exactly a month. I think on the 1st of June, it moves in to Capricorn, where it'll be coming back towards Saturn and Pluto. But it's going to take a month to get here, and that's one flipping degree. One flipping degree. It is in Aquarius. Aquarius energy with Saturn, I've been saying, is kind of like, let me stretch my wings and try new things. But now it just turned into like a bull that's staring you down. This is perfect energy for knowing when you're in your own way, where you're not coming into that power, where you're afraid of the restrictions. You're afraid to take that next step forward. But we're going to evaluate why. That's what this energy is, that 1 degree in Aquarius, and until it goes back into Capricorn, where it can start working at reevaluating how to properly set these foundations so you can make new changes in the outer community. But at this time, it's dealing also with your friends, your goals, your dreams, and where are you in your own way? For the next month, it's going to be looking at where are you in your own way? Where are you afraid to get out of your own way and try new things? And they're now giving me, I just created a new essential oil line, and Spirit's giving me one of my oils, which is called Karma. So they're telling me, only you are creating your own karma by standing in your own way and being afraid to believe in yourself. This is innovative and discovery. Can't get it out of my mouth. This is new discovery. Aquarius is all about the rebel within and stepping up to the plate and changing new things and, finding new discoveries and moving forward in new ways. Spiritually, trusting in yourself, setting new boundaries, or adjusting the walls that maybe you've put up that don't serve you anymore, that are keeping you from getting into your inventive self. Innovative energy is what they're trying to get out of my mouth, but my mouth is trying to say something else. So this is all about trying to learn where you're in your own way from creating, believing, and bringing it forward. Learn what you're making the mistake of. You only have the 1 degree for the whole month for you to start actually finding a way to put that into a formula for a new foundation as you move back into Capricorn, and put that into the outer community, which is actually your goals. It's your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, your jobs, your friends, your working environment, your peers. Do your peers help you find you? help you discover the true depths of you. Because if they don't, then they're not the right peers. Jupiter in retrograde is bringing abundance in to where the foundation isn't the most secure. With Pluto, like I said, Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. It's the fear of finding your true spirit. And Jupiter is also showing you where you're afraid to stand in your own. What you have to overcome to make the manifestation you want to have come forward. Jupiter is abundance and knowledge as the planet of expansive energy. Expensive is what keeps trying to come out. It grows and anything it touches. This is all about your structure, your foundation of you soulfully. So where have you been in your way? Trust the vibrations this week. Like I said, the snake energy is coming in. Pallas is also going retrograde in Aquarius too, with Saturn. She's all about strategic thinking. She's going to help you to get to the bottom of what you need to help find and design and create and bring forward within yourself. But during this week, you have the shift where it's kind of going, I was looking outward at this idea. I was looking outward at this idea. I was looking outward at this idea. And all of a sudden, everybody turned inwardly and is staring you down. This is your own higher self coming in versus ego and going, where have you been in your own way? What part of you are you afraid of? Because this is all about reflection, so you can change and actually grow into the direction you want to go. In Libra, up until the 27th, Spirit's just now telling me this, in Libra, the 7th house of relationships, you still have Juno, which is in retrograde until the 27th, which is all about sacrifice and commitment within these relationships. But in retrograde, the sacrifice and the commitment is to yourself. This week is all about reflection and the physical energy as it shifts. Pamper yourself, give yourself some love, and allow the reflection to start to take place. Because it's pointing you in the direction of what you need to know to rise out of the materialistic idea and get soulfully into the depth of what your heart and soul really wants. Take the time and give yourself that love. I love you guys. Bye.